For the office of state representative, all candidates were invited, and Kim King and Toby C. Brown are here. The first question will go to Kim King, and you will have up to 2 minutes for your answer. And that first question is, what are your primary reasons for seeking office?
Thank you, Dr. Motzer. I appreciate everyone being here this evening, and I appreciate the question, and I look forward to answering that. Our 5 granddaughters are my primary focus and motivation, trying to ensure that they have a secure future, a safe future, a financially equipped future, a wonderful commonwealth for them to raise their families and to stay here in Mercer County would be my ultimate goal. So that is my reason.
Thank you very much, Kim King and Toby C. Brown.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Motzer and the community of Mercer County. I'm very excited to be here, and my primary reason for wanting to enter public office is I feel like that somewhere down the line that politicians have gotten a disconnect with the people. I feel like that we don't have a champion when it comes to our kids in Frankfort. I feel like that the working class has often definitely been forgotten. I feel like that the poor has been overlooked for way too long. And I feel like that politicians have all of a sudden got this either a personal agenda or a propaganda going on in Frankfort, and I'm really actually just fed up with it. And I said, you know what is wrong with being a woman who wants to make a difference? Because I'm not a politician, but I do believe that the community needs to get their voice back, and I will be that voice in Frankfort.
Thank you, Toby C. Brown. The second question initially goes to you, and it is, what would you most like to do for the 55th District?
Well, I wish I had more than 2 minutes. One of the things that I definitely would like to do, every city commissioner was sitting up here, and every single one of them started talking about infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure. I'm concerned about the moral infrastructure of our community. We're no longer a community, I feel. I feel like that there's a huge disconnect. I want to be able to bridge that gap. I want to be that liaison that helps bring our kids together, our community together again, and to raise issues that need to be raised. Those are some of the things that I definitely want to do. I also want to raise minimum wage. At the end of the day, who can live off of $7.25 an hour? I know that I can't, and I know that most everyone in here can't either. I want Mercer County to be a community where our kids do not leave and that they can grow up. But if they don't have an opportunity to do that, then they go to things like drugs and they go to things like crime. So that's one of the things that I definitely want to work on. And I also think that we need a rehabilitation center. Everybody talks about drugs. We've known that this is no secret that drugs has been a problem in our community for how long, but who's done anything about it? At the end of the day, the fish rots from the head down. And the bottom line is that we need new leadership in Mercer County. It's been long overdue. And we need people with new voices. We need people with new visions and new ideas. And we need definitely a rehab center in this community. And we also need something because drugs isn't necessarily the issue. It's poverty as well.
Thank you, Toby C. Brown. And now that question goes to Kim King.
Thank you, Dr. Motzer. Just today, I was with BCTC, Bluegrass Community Technical College. We had a meeting in Bull County today with area legislators. It is a wonderful opportunity to be able to work with Dr. Augusta Julian and other higher education folks right here in the 55th District. We're very blessed in Jessamine County. We have Asbury University. We have Asbury Seminary. Here in Mercer County, we have access to BCTC in Anderson County and Bull County, and we now have Campbellsville University right here in our county. In Washington County, we have a campus of ECTC. So we have wonderful opportunities for higher education right here within driving distance so our students can stay at home. I also want to improve economic development within the county and across the 55th District. I work closely with the Economic Development Committee, and we are desperately trying to help improve our economic development here in the state. We're strategically located. We are within 9 hours of all 75% of the U.S. population, so we are strategically located. We have a wonderful interstate system that crosses through our Commonwealth. We have a wonderful workforce, dedicated, hardworking folks. We have a temperate climate. We have wonderful infrastructure in place to help improve Kentucky's economy. And I'm also very dedicated to paying down Kentucky's pension system so it doesn't take away in the future from wonderful projects locally, regionally, and across the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim King. The third question goes to you, Kim King.
Okay.
And it is, do you agree with your party's platform?
Oh, absolutely. I am so glad you brought that question up. When we filed to run as state representative for the 55th district, there is a place on there where we attest that we will affirm and uphold our party's platform. I definitely believe in the Republican platform, which is pro-life, protecting preborn life, traditional marriage, strong national defense. Yes, I absolutely support my party's platform, and I very much appreciate that question, because I think that's something that our voters and our citizens don't realize how important that is. The general population has the luxury of saying, I'm a conservative Democrat, but when you fall for office, you do not have that luxury. So you attest and you vow that you will uphold your official party platform. And we have printed copies of that if you would like to see, and make sure that you are registered according to your values and beliefs. Thank you, Dr. Monson.
Thank you. And Toby C. Brown, please.
I was a history major at Kentucky State University, and one of the things that I definitely appreciate is the Democratic Party. It was founded by Thomas Jefferson, and one of the reasons that the donkey is a symbol for the Democrats is because everybody was going around calling this guy a jackass. And the reason that they called him a jackass is because he believed that people should rule, that the power was in the people. That is why that I am a Democrat, and that's why I'm proud to be a Democrat, and I'm also a born-again Christian. I frankly am tired of defending my Christianity, defending my morals to Republicans and all across the state of Kentucky. I am for the people. I will always stand by the people, for the people. I believe that the people rule, and that's my primary reason for being a Democrat, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And as far as pro-life, everybody automatically assumes that because you're a Democrat, that you're not pro-life, but yet 1 in 3 Democrats are pro-life. And I also believe in upholding our gun laws, and I'm a warrior, I'm a patriot. I will defend the Constitution. I believe that we have a right to bear arms. But for some reason, everyone has put the local Democrats into a national party that the community has gotten this propaganda from. But you know what? We're right here in District 55, and people need a voice. And I am that person that will give you a voice, because I am for the people, and not just rich people, but poor people as well. I'm not just for people who are in the ivory towers, but I'm for people that are in the projects. I will stand and I will fight for the people. That's why I'm a Democrat, and I'm proud to be one.
Thank you. The fourth question starts with you, and that is, what House committees would you want to serve on, and why, for Toby C. Brown?
What House committees? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm already appointed, I was appointed by Governor Beshear to be on the governor's board for specialist of hearing instruments. I truly think that one of the boards that I would love to serve on would be education. I am endorsed by the Kentucky Education Association, the only candidate up here who is endorsed by the Kentucky Education Association. I believe that I will be a champion for our children. Our children need a voice. Our teachers need a voice. Even the bus drivers, they need a voice. And I will be that voice. So education is something that I firmly stand on, that I feel like that we need to, and I'm totally against charter schools, because I believe that we need to work on our public education first. And public schools or charter schools will take away the money that we need for public education. I would love to sit on a panel in Frankfort, and I look forward to doing so in the near future, so that way I can have a discussion and talk about how we can improve education, especially here in District 55, when we have 60% of our children who are on free and reduced lunch. Poverty is a major issue in our community that contributes once again to what everybody is talking about, which is drugs. But not only that, everybody says, you know, Mercer County, yes, we do have a great education system now that we're trying to build up at, you know, Campbellsville University, and we do have local colleges. However, I was talking to a local teacher, and some of you guys may hate me for saying this, but at the end of the day, that teacher said that we have not had books since 1998. I was a graduate of Mercer County High School in 1994, so you guys can do the math. I mean, I'm 40, but we can't have situations like this. We can't be in a school system, and the last time some of the books were updated was 1998. We've had a black president since then. We've had the internet since then. Who's teaching the millennium?
Thank you, Toby C. Brown. The question goes to Kim King.
Thank you, Dr. Monser. I have been serving the 55th District in the Kentucky General Assembly for 6 years now. When I was originally elected in 2010, I was appointed to the Agriculture and Small Business Committee, the Economic Development Committee, and the Tourism Development and Energy Committee. We've made no changes to my committees. I think my background and the area that we live in, this is a perfect fit for me. In addition to that, I am also the Vice Chair of the Central Kentucky Caucus. This is a bicameral, bipartisan group of 17 Central Kentucky counties, and I am the Vice Chair of that. As you all know, a lot of our projects have a regional and a statewide impact, and so I think that is a very good leadership role. I wanted to let you all know about that. One thing I do anticipate is for the Republicans to take majority of the House of Representatives following this upcoming election, and I highly anticipate that I will be appointed chair of one of these committees going forward. I look forward to that leadership role. I am very dedicated. I do my homework. I come to a committee prepared, and I am fully equipped and ready to take on that challenge. Once Republicans do take majority this fall, we will be able to set the agenda going forward and take Kentucky to a higher place and a better plane. Thank you, Dr. Monson.
Thank you, Kim King. The fifth question and final question starts with you, Kim King. Please explain your qualifications and address why voters should choose you as their state representative.
Thank you, Dr. Monser. Well, first and foremost, I have 6 years experience in serving you as the 55th District in the Kentucky General Assembly. I have the institutional knowledge. I know how the process works. I have made all of the networking connections. I have a wonderful working relationship with our senators, with our governor, with each of our constitutional officers, regardless of party. Let me just stop for a moment and say that I work closely with Andy Beshear on cyber crimes against our children. We have a couple of projects going forward. He showed particular interest in one of our bills, my personal bills from the 2016 session. He's already contacted me twice this summer, and he's very interested in helping me get that pushed forward in the 2017 session. So I have a very good track record of working with folks from both sides of the aisle. I have an agriculture and small business background. We run 4 Kings Angus farm right here. I had a small personal training business until I was elected, but I sacrificed that career and that business to serve you full-time in the Kentucky General Assembly. Again, I have a working knowledge of everything, all of my committees, and I do my homework, and I think I am the better choice for this conservative area. Thank you, Dr. Monson.
Thank you, Kim King and Toby C. Brown.
I think my biggest qualification is that I'm not a politician. I'm going to let you let that marinate just a little bit. I was part of Citizens for Economic Growth here in Mercer County when nobody else wanted to take a stand. I was on that board. I was also a graduate of the Sheriff's Academy. I was a member of the Mercer County, or graduate of the Mercer County Leadership Program. I was a graduate of the New Leaders Council. I was a graduate of Emerge Kentucky. I was on the Dean's List at Kentucky State University, but you know what? Big deal. Who cares at the end of the day if you're out of touch with the people? Who cares at the end of the day, all of my accolades? So what? I've been on MTV, I've been on MSNBC, I've been on the news, I've been in movies, I've hosted a television show on Fox for 5 years. But at the end of the day, if you cannot connect to the people, what good is it to go down to Frankfurt to fight for people that you are not connected with?
All right.
I think my biggest qualification is the fact that I've been broke, is the fact that I've been unemployed and I know what it's like to stand in an unemployment line. I think the fact that I've had to walk to go get groceries, carry my groceries home. The fact that I've been fired before. Those are real issues that the people of Mercer County are facing, and they need a real person who is in touch with the people to represent them, because at the end of the day, a representative is supposed to do just that, represent the people. Not just 10% of the people, but 90% of the population I can relate to.
Yes.
And those are my qualifications for becoming a state representative. The fact that I'm a regular person, and I feel like that we can get more things done if more no-names and more people who were broke and knows what it's like and who has been there and done that and who can relate with the common person. That's why I'm qualified.
Thank you, Toby C. Brown. All questions have now been asked, as well as an opportunity for all candidates to give answers. Kim King, you'll now have up to 2 minutes to give your closing statement, please.
Thank you, Dr. Montzer. I appreciate Hometown Radio, Best Sound Around, the Harrodsburg Herald, Dr. Montzer, the Democrat Party, the Republican Party, but especially the audience for making tonight's candidate forum possible. Citizens in Kentucky's 55th House District have a very clear choice. The decision to re-elect Kim King as your state representative is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Number 1. As your state representative, I fought all the way to the Kentucky Supreme Court to make Mercer County make sure they were in one legislative district. And I want a unanimous decision that protects our legislative representation in the Kentucky General Assembly. Number 2, as your state representative, my 2 signature bills mandate legislative accountability and eliminate special session legislative pay for budget decisions. Number 3, as your state representative, I am the only one endorsed by the 3 organizations most respected by citizens of the 55th House District. They include the Kentucky Right to Life, the NRA, and the National Federation of Independent Business. After 6 years of legislative service, you know my commitment to your values, you know my work ethic, and you know my dedication to transparency, fiscal responsibility, and common sense. In Kentucky, we're blessed with many, many ways. Let's make the most of our assets and be bold enough to tackle every challenge before us. Together, we can transform those challenges into opportunities and achieve newer and greater dreams to benefit everyone. Kentucky's best days are really ahead. It's an honor to serve you, your family, and your business in the Kentucky General Assembly. Please support my efforts to make our great Commonwealth an even better place to raise our children and grandchildren. I humbly ask you to vote Kim King for State Representative on November the 8th. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Kim King. Toby C. Brown, you have up to 2 minutes for your closing statement.
In closing, every time I've opened my mouth since January, I've said the same thing. We are all farmers. We are all constantly sowing, and we are all constantly reaping. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, whether that's a universal law, regardless of what it is, what goes around, it definitely comes around. Ms. King is asking for everybody's support. She wants you to vote yes in November. But when has she voted for us? And all due respect, because my intention really isn't to be nasty, but at the end of the day, this isn't a popularity contest. This is about my future, this is about your future, this is about your kids' future, and I'm tired of being told no. I know the word yes, and I'm not afraid to use it. I'm asking you that if you will stand with me, I will stand for you. And I'm asking you to simply sow a seed in our future today. I am asking you to plant a seed in somebody who says yes to education, somebody who says yes to the regular man, somebody who says yes to the poor people, somebody who won't forget. Because when we don't, we can't continue to be shocked when Kentucky's at the bottom of the education list and we wonder how we got there, but we continue to re-elect the same people with the same agendas. I'm asking you to take that stand with me. I am asking you to help me to be that voice for your children, for your grandchildren, for your families, and for everybody in Mercer County. Sow a seed and stand with me.
Thank you, Toby C. Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank the candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been listening to the 2016 General Election Political Candidate Forum for candidates for the offices of Circuit Clerk, Harrodsburg City Commissioner, and State Representative. Please remember, you may review tonight's forum on hometownlive.net at the podcast. My thanks to the candidates, the sponsors, David Best, Rick Schobel, Molly, and April, and for all of you for attending. Again, finally, I encourage all of the registered voters to go to the polls on Tuesday, November 8th, and vote for the candidates of your choice. I'm Earl Motzer, now returning you to WHPN.